Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Baltimore Fashion Week with Revenge Fashion. We have the producer, CEO, the woman that gets it done, the beautiful Miss Sharan Nixon. Sharan, this is amazing. In the Sheraton, absolutely wonderful show. 31 designers. That's right, read my lips. 31, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days. How did you do it? Talk a little bit about the history of this magnificent show.
It started in 2008, and this is our third year. And I started Baltimore Fashion Week because I wanted to show other entities that we do have good designers here. Our first year, I believe all of our designers, if my memory serves me correctly, were from Maryland, except for the one designer that came from Japan. But other than that, Fashion Week is open to anybody with good style. And, you know, everybody has their own version. The style is just open for those designers that like to sew and create, because this was built for them to have that pathway to another level, like to hopefully get into the gates of New York Fashion Week, although some designers can't afford it because it's so expensive. So I've built this so they can get used to, so they can know what to expect when you go to New York Fashion Week, right?
Well, I think it's amazing. For 4 days, 31 designers, everyone is absolutely talented. But talk to me about putting it together. You have front rowers, you have people from out of town. What does it take to put an event like this together? Because you did a great job, and every time I saw her, she was absolutely calm.
Well, I had it very well. You know, it's a lot of hard work. I'm already working on 2011. It's a year-long process. There is no time for sleep. I haven't been asleep all week. Maybe I had 3 hours of sleep all week since the event started. And you know, it's just critical for me to make sure that, you know, by me being, you know, very anal and detail-oriented, I have to make sure that everything is straight. And so that's my job, because when anything goes wrong, they look at me. And it's just a lot of work. It's like, you know, from the finding the perfect venue, to making sure the chairs are straight, to making sure the designers' names are spelled correctly, to making sure the gift bags are right, making sure we have the right amount for the gift bags, talking to the press and the media, getting them here to, you know, try to assure my sponsors that this is an event that you need to be a part of, and it's something that's worthwhile.
And speaking of sponsors, because we know that an event of this magnitude cannot be done by, you know, just people saying I'll volunteer. It takes sponsors. We have runways, we have chairs, we are at the Sheraton. What do you know, who are your sponsors? What happens? How do you get them? That sort of thing.
Well, Towson Town Center is a sponsor this year, but for the past 2 years, and 98% of this event I've paid out of my pocket. Most of the sponsors that you see here provided product, which is key. You know, you have to get something from them to prove to them that what you're doing is a worthwhile venture, and then next year hopefully you'll get the funds. But I pay for this completely out of my pocket.
And that's one thing people need to understand, that a lot of times when you have a dream, it's not always going to be sponsored immediately. You have to work toward it. Now, you have 31 designers. Where do you see the designers going? Where do you want to, you know, take them to the next level?
For the next level for my designers would be for them not to be able to showcase in Fashion Week because they're working somewhere else. They can't come because their schedule is so full, because they're interviewing, and I'm sorry, they're not interviewing, but they're showcasing in other venues like New York Fashion Week. They're traveling abroad because they're doing shows in Milan. You know, I expect to, you know, with Fashion Week, it was built to not to have repeat designers, although we do have designers locally because they have not reached that plateau yet, but they're getting there. But until they get there, they're here. But, you know, my goal is to have fresh designers every year.
And I think that's amazing. Now, let's get a website, email, or phone number, because if you're a designer, we need to know what that criteria is for you to be part of this. And then let's get that website, email, or phone number. What is the criteria for a designer?
The criteria for Baltimore Fashion Week designers is that you have to have rack-ready garments. Your seams must be clean, your zippers must be straight. I'm very critical, although I'm not a designer myself, when I look at their garment, I look at it as if I'm to purchase it. And if it doesn't get past me, my guests will never see it. It's very important that designers understand that your seams must be clean, the zippers must be straight, the buttons must be in order. I should not see a ravel hanging from any garment. And if you're interested in being a designer in Baltimore Fashion Week, the information will be on the website November 1st, 2010. The website is www.baltimoresfashionweek.com. And the phone number is 443-708-7886.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at Baltimore Fashion Week, Revenge Fashion, with the beautiful executive producer, the lady that gets it done. I call her Wonder Woman, Miss Sharan Nixon.